Finally, former First Lady Jill Biden expressed her disappointment with friend of over 50 years, Nancy Pelosi, over her participation with President Joe Biden stepping down from re-election. And then there's Taylor Swift. She has publicly tried to distance herself from best friend Blake Lively due to her harassment allegations against Justin Baldoni. You know, when it comes to disappointment from friends, it can be particularly hard because they often involve a violation of trust or a sense of betrayal, leading to feelings of hurt and sometimes confusion. Dr. Robi Ludgwig is here to explain why being disappointed in a friend affects us in a particularly hard way. Welcome to New York Living. I love you, so I messed up your name a little bit, but we'll still be friends.
Okay. Of course, we will.
This is particularly interesting. I feel like I see it more with women than men. I could be wrong. Why does it hurt so much when a friend lets us down?
We really don't expect our friends to break up with us or to disappoint us. We think, oh, when we have a friend, we'll have that friend for life. It's different than with a romantic relationship where we know things may not work out.
Sure.
But we don't think that with friends. So when it happens, it really hits hard.
Right. Is it that we come to expect more from our friends than our family or our spouses or our significant others?
I don't know if that's the case. I mean, there are people who say that their friends are their family.
Right.
But I think with friendship, it's more fragile than we think. We really need to be careful with our friends and consider them and make allowances if it doesn't hurt us.
Right. It's interesting because I think about when I was younger, every decade saw fewer and fewer friends. I had a very large circle of friends when I was growing up. I was a teenager in my 20s. Now I can count on one hand my friends. And at the time I thought of it, okay, I'm not breaking up with my friend. I've outgrown them.
Yeah. And sometimes that happens. There's a beginning, middle, and end to certain friendships, and we have to make peace with that. And also, you know, when you're younger, you're in the same place at the same time. Right. So they're always there. You're in life in the same way. And then life moves in different directions when you're in your late 20s and 30s. And we tend to want to connect with people that we're vibing with at the time, people we have a lot in common with. Our lifestyles are the same. And we get to see them a lot. Proximity is part of what helps keep certain friendships together. But there are a lot of different factors that can bring us together or apart. And then there's the pause, which I think we need to consider, because sometimes we may not see somebody for a long time. Their life takes them in whatever direction. It's not personal, and then there's a coming together again.
Right. I always think of the friends who, I have one particular friend who lives in California. I haven't seen her in 20 years, but I see her and we pick up exactly where we left off. Can you talk a little bit about group dynamics? Because I know, you know, even in younger people that I observe, they have a circle of friends, a group of friends. What do you do when two members of that circle of friends break up with each other? That changes the group dynamic. And how do you avoid, oh, we're taking sides with this person or not this person?
There needs to be a conversation.
Yeah, communication.
You know? Communication, and just say, listen, I love you both, and I'd like to be friends with you both. I mean, I had a situation like that happen. You know, you don't mention it, you don't put it in their face, or you may say, listen, I don't like what you did to our friend, and I experience you differently. I just need to take a break. Right. I'm not for breaking up with your friends. I mean, I'm not for saying I'm breaking up with you.
Right, yeah.
Because words can be damaging and they can't be taken back. I'm for taking a break. Maybe you say it, maybe you don't. And, you know, friendship is a little bit like a dance. We need to learn who our friends are and then position them appropriately. If we have, let's say, a flaky friend, maybe we don't rely on them to show up all the time. We know they're flaky and we say, you know what, I'm going to call them last minute. Or I'm going to include them in a big group if they show up great. If not, it happens.
Because that leads to less disappointment. And I think that is key, because I was having this conversation with one of my closest friends. Like, there are certain people in your life that you think, well, you're my best friend, you're my partner in crime, but you're also my therapist and you're also this. It's a lot to bear as a friend.
It is. I mean, I just have people I love in my life, and then they pop up, you know, appropriately. But it is challenging. And I think what we need to consider, and this is the key point, all relationships are disappointing. It's a matter of degree. We are going to be disappointing to certain friends, and they will be disappointing to us. It's just, how are they disappointing?
Right.
You know, if they're bringing us down, if we're not our best self around this person, if they make us feel badly about ourselves, you know, that might be a sign to end the friendship. But disappointment, I think we just categorize people. We manage our expectations so we know what our friends can do and what they can't do.
To that point, should we compartmentalize our friendships and sort of see where they fit? Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
You know, just to keep in mind, who is this person?
Right.
How often do I plan to see them, or can I see them? Who's good at talking on the phone and who's not? Who's good at texting? And you can say, listen, I'm good in this area as a friend. Like, I'm good if you have a problem, call me.
Right.
If you're moving apartments and need somebody to box up your stuff, maybe I'm not your first person.
Duly noted. When I move, don't call Dr. Robi. She's not gonna pack up the boxes for me. This is an ever-evolving conversation, and I wonder what's your final point to sort of button all of this up as we think about our friendships and their evolution.
I think we should give our friends the benefit of the doubt, and if we are upset and want to talk to them, layer it with, I really care about you, I want you in my life, I was disappointed when you didn't show up, and I'm sharing this because I want us to be in a good place. Right. So, you know, cover it with like lots of positivity, but get your message across, because they may not know.
They may not know.
Yeah.
Very wise words, as always. Thank you so much, Dr. Robi.
Thank you.
Always great to see you. Make sure you follow Dr. Robi Ludgwig on Instagram at Dr. Robi with an I, Ludwig.